Maybe you should just go without me, Jane offered in what she hoped sounded like the perfect balance between depressed yet content. She was exhausted from work. The last thing she needed was to babysit her sisters while they drank their body weight in vodka tonics. Esmeralda's voice was loud and clear as day. Jane, if you don't come, who's going to fix my dress if something happens? Or watch over Essence? You know how she gets shy with guys. And you're the best wingman. Jane clenched her teeth together. What girls actually had their own personal seamstress? Though Jane was really more of a jack-of-all-trades, and she was probably the worst wingman in history. You girls ready? Essence asked. Jane, hurry up! We don't want to arrive too late. It's rude, and he may not notice us. Jane barely managed to hold in her gasp as Esmeralda and Essence tumbled down the stairs and presented their dresses. Esmeralda's tight black dress had just enough fabric to cover her surgically enhanced boobs and barely covered her ass. Essence's was nearly the same style, except it was white. One wore purple lipstick, the other had on gray. They were always on top of the newest trends, even if the trends were stupid. And ugly. At Fashion Week, they could get away with it. In Phoenix, they just looked like Bratz dolls. Yeah, I think... Jane coughed into her hand. He'll notice. Aww! Esmeralda clapped her hands and flicked her dark hair over her shoulder. That's so nice of you to say. Yes! Essence twirled a few times to show off her dress to full effect. How sweet of you, Jane! With her eyebrows drawn in perfect arches, it was amazing she could even move them. Jane, why aren't you dressed? I think I'm just going to stay in, Jane answered, tugging at her dress self-consciously. It was the best one she could find at the last minute. She hadn't even known about the party until an hour ago, and the best she'd been able to scrounge up was a dress she'd borrowed for prom 4 years ago from one of her sisters. She'd tried her best to make the black cocktail dress appealing, but you couldn't fix plain. And that's what it was, what Jane was. Plain Jane. Her sisters gave her the same empty-eyed stare. Arguing with them was completely useless. When it was 2 against 1, she never won. Not that it mattered in the long run.